We're back, and I'm so pleased to welcome my next guest. He is a true Israeli icon. He sang and composed the unforgettable song Sharm el-Sheikh, which became an Israeli anthem after the Six-Day War. His career in the U.S. began on The Ed Sullivan Show. He became a force in the folk music scene, performing alongside artists such as Bob Dylan and Joan Baez. A recent recipient of the prestigious Israeli Lifetime Achievement Award, here he is to sing this beautiful song about Israel, about walking the land, cherishing the land, about Eretz Yisrael. And who better to sing this very beautiful song than Israel's ambassador of song? Please help me welcome Ron Eliran.
Toda rabba, thank you. Such a nice guy, and he's working so hard. Really. Sometimes I sing, and I know that people don't understand Hebrew. In those times, I think maybe I should translate a little bit of the song into English. And this is one of those. קום והתהלך בארץ, בתרמיל ובמקל, וודאי תפגוש בדרך, שוב את ארץ ישראל. יחבקו אותך דרכיה של הארץ הטובה, היא תקרא אותך אליה כמו אל ארץ אהבה. So come and walk the fields, touch the sweet land, see the beauty of the earth, from the hills down to the white sands. She's your dream and she's your faith. Down the road, hear the children sing, the voices ringing like a bell. And you know that you love her so, and you'll always love Eretz Yisrael. Come with me and walk the country. There's so much to show and tell. See the glory and the wonder of our Eretz Israel. Let the winding roads embrace you. Listen to the mountains call. Every little step you're taking brings you closer to your soul. So come and walk the fields, touch the sweet land, see the beauty of the earth, from the hills down to the mountain. You're my dream and she's your fate. Down the road, hear the children sing, the voices ringing like a bell. And you know you love her so, and you'll always love Eretz Yisrael. קום והתהלך בארץ, בתרמיל ובמקל, וודאי תפגוש בדרך שוב את ארץ ישראל. תודה, thank you so much.
Ron Eliran!
תודה.
Zesta Chamida, my friend. Sit, sit. Oh, my goodness. Boy, that's how it's done. I'll tell you, Ron, I hear you sing it, and I can hear the love of Israel. I can hear your love of Israel when you sing that. Anybody can sing a song, but it's hard to get the neshama. You know what neshama means?
Ask me if I'm Jewish. What do you mean, neshama? In Israel, we have extra neshuma with thick skin because the whole world wants to get into that neshuma and destroy it. Oh, I don't want to be nationalistic here, but
Hey, man, you can be nationalistic on my show. It's all cool.
Yeah.
Israel is very important to us, and I know how much you love it. I love it. My son spent a lot of time. He's going back this summer. But you came to the United States. You were performing in Israel. Right? First, you performed for the troops, right? For the IDF. Look at that. That's the deal.
That's the Golan Heights, the Yom Kippur War. Listen, I don't want to show off. Every Israeli gives the maximum that he can. As a matter of fact, I know there's some Israelis in the audience. One of them is one of the great composers and arrangers, David Krivoshe, sitting right there.
Would you like Ron to sing Sharm el Sheikh? Yes. I promise we're going to do it. But I want to talk to him a little bit because he said, I'm a nice guy. He's a nice guy. So I want to talk a little bit first. But tell me about that song. Absolutely. I mean, if people don't know what it is.
Well, we all know that Nasser was the ruler of Egypt, and he kicked and drove away the UN observers. And he put a barricade, not barricade, a blockade.
A blockade, yeah.
On the Red Sea, and no ship could come to Israel from the south. The war broke out. And I was with two friends of mine in Air Force Base. And we heard that the group of soldiers before us arrived in Sharm el Sheikh and broke the blockade.
It's very south.
Yes. And we sat and we wanted to write a song. I had a piece of melody written on a piece of paper that the piano player in Eilat, we were doing a show in a Moadon Laila, in a nightclub. And I took that piece of paper, and the three of us were sitting there, and we made out of the paper a melody, a complete melody. And a friend of ours called Amos Ettinger, who's 80 years old, by the way, this week.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, and he wrote the lyrics. So there was a radio show. There were two radio, Galei Tzahal and Kol Israel, the radio broadcasting truck, and they recorded us. And before we knew it, it was a huge hit. What do you mean? It was different, because it was. The people of Israel found out that our soldiers arrived in Sharm el Sheikh. They found out in a song.
Fabulous.
So it's like it was the first in history, and of course, everywhere I went, Eliran, sing. I went to the dentist. The dentist said, "Hey, open your mouth and Sharm el Sheikh, I want to hear." Then I was in other places in Europe. I was in Johannesburg, and I was in an accident, and I had 2 broken ribs. And before they tried they brought me in with the alunka, with a stretcher. And the doctor said, Sharm el Sheikh now. I'll fix you later. So, but who's complaining?
No, are you kidding?
A lot of people, the melody a little Spanish. The Spanish people, South America people did aliyah to go to Israel.
God bless you for writing that song. It's a very important song. And that's what made you iconic, including many other hits. I'm going to get him to sing it. Don't you worry about it. He's not getting out of here without singing that song.
The third time you say iconic, I don't know what it means.
Iconic means tall and thin.
I used to be that. In those days.
That's true. Let me tell you. So you came to the United States, and you
I got fat. Yeah.
No. You became Israel's ambassador or so on. So you began on the Ed Sullivan Show, and you were the first. Talk about tall and thin. I believe you were the first Israeli to perform in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And do we have that photograph? I love this because look at that. So Elvis and Ron Eliran on the same bill as Elvis. And you know what? Talk about tall and statuesque and iconic. Put up the next. Check this Elvis photo. That's Ron, not Elvis. Come on, are you kidding?
Yeah, I learned some country road. Take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, country mama, take me home, country road.
Talk about taking. So we were talking earlier, and you said you are from Kiryat Eliyahu? No, where are you from?
Yes. Triad means the village of Elijah.
And you said that,
Yeah.
and I said Eliyahu Hanavi, right? And you listen to this, but he goes into this. Play a little of what you played earlier.
Oh well, I wrote some. I was influenced by the hills, by the cave of Elijah, and my family on the mother's side are very religious people, and the atmosphere was biblical. Not my father something else. And when I came here, I started. You want me to play something I wrote 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and it tells you the feeling of where you are, because you belong always. You're in a chain of tradition, of religion, of belonging. Elijah was supposed to give us the news that peace is coming to the world. I was born in a land where dawn was in a hurry to be gone, where the morning swarmed with a rattle of snakes and scorpions. I was born a father, a grandfather, and a son, a tribesman and a man, a soldier and a holy one. Come, Elijah, come. Come, Elijah, come. Come, Elijah, come. Come, Elijah, come. I was born by the river that never quenched my thirst, where I had to be the only one, the last one and the first. I was born a grandfather, father, and a son, a tribesman and a man, a soldier and a holy one. Come, Elijah, come. Yeah. Come, Elijah, come. Come, Elijah, come. Elijah, come. Every day I wake up to the sun and take a deep, fresh breath. And every night I go to sleep with a taste of yesterday's death. Oh, I'm waiting for you, Elijah, to come, and my heart knows that you will. I just gotta be around when the lion and the lamb come smiling down that hill. Come, Elijah, come. Whoa. Elijah, come. Come, Elijah, come. Come, Elijah, come. Toda. I didn't think I would sing it.
Man, that's the real deal. You know, they wrote an Israeli folk dance today. No, I'm only kidding. They write Israeli folk dance instead of... No, man, that's the real thing. So that's your American side, because that's a gospel tune. You know, it's a Hebrew lyric and
I want to tell you, it
tune.
was written 50 years ago, before there was rap. So it's biblical.
I think I told you, it reminds me of, you know, Tom Jones has a record that he put out maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. It's a gospel record. That reminds me of that. And that's where you're at, like what level, you know? And you just, speaking of that, you just got the Israeli Lifetime Achievement Award, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Do you go back often?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
The older I get, the harder it is to leave there.
So let me ask you a question. A guy like you, what does being Jewish mean to you?
Ooh, that's a heavy load, believe
I know,
me.
man. I know.
When you're born and you're taught your history, where every stone is a testimony to where you come from, hey, that's heavy. That's heavy. You know, by the way, you know that song? My mother said, I am a descendant of Rebbe Elimelech.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to prove it, you know. The DNA is gone.
It's a little gone, yeah.
You're all gone. But as an Israeli, I'll tell you something. And I think in all the world, because this is a Jewish cable show,
Yeah.
I can talk about things I cannot talk in the regular television show. We have an identity crisis in a way, which is in my family. My mother, very religious, all kind of rabbis and scholars and people who write. And my father was walking barefoot, spoke Arabic. My father had a cake bakery, a conditoria, what they say. And he loved to love. He was like Zorba the Greek. He used to smoke, chain smoke. He had cigarette and the big dough and the thing was turning and the cigarettes. You know, in the old days, the cigarettes, you light it, never moved out of the mouth. And the effer, the what do you call that? Huh?
Ashes.
Of course, yeah. The ashes, we used to you just go slowly, until it got to the mouth and the cigarette didn't break. And he used to go like this, boom, used to go, all of it into the cake. And he thought that was a secret of his success. So I don't know. I don't know how I got into this, but it's true. We have crisis, we have history, we have everything. Anti-Semitism, I didn't know what it was. I was born when there were enemies around us. Only when I came to Europe, I was with a tour of Chabad, and we were looking outside of Moscow into a place to find a synagogue. And we were going with the rabbis, and we asked a farmer, he was standing there in the snow, if he knows where the famous synagogue was. He just turned around and spit on us. I said, that's anti-Semitism. And there's a lot of it all over the world, and now don't even talk about it. It's in the news.
You know, I think sometimes it's difficult to put into exact words what being Jewish means to you. I mean, I ask people this question. It's a very difficult question, but when I meet someone like you, and we've only recently met, I can feel a neshama, a goodness, a deepness. And you talk about your mother and your father. Maybe your mother was a religious person, your father wasn't. But, you know, I don't know that it's necessarily about that. You know, there's even a tale about, you know, in a very from Yom Kippur in a shul, they were praying, you know, to open the gates, and some farmer, you know, maybe not unlike your father, a Zorba type, you know, he came in and he didn't know how to pray, he didn't know anything. The allegory is he whistled because he was so taken by the moment, and the people went crazy, oh, don't whistle, and the rabbi stopped. He said, no, his whistle was so pure, that's what opened the gate.
I'll tell you what
Go ahead.
what I like. There's one Hasidic song that says, the whole world is a narrow bridge, and the main thing is do not be afraid.
What key?
Everybody knows it. Kol haolam kulo geshet zameod, geshet zameod, geshet zameod. Kol haolam kulo geshet zameod, geshet zameod. Everybody.
Could we do one of your hits together? Could I play your son and we'll do Lach Yerushalayim? What do you think?
Okay,
Yeah,
if they like it, if they
You want
want.
to hear? This is a big hit. What about Ron, huh? He's unbelievable.
It's friends in the audience.
But you know what? I want to tell you
Give me
something.
volume, please. Yeah? Huh?
Before, I just want to say, Ron has a new CD out.
Yes.
Right? Tell us a little
Two
about
CDs
this.
inside.
A double CD. 1 and 2.
One in Hebrew and one in English.
Distant Longing,
Because
it's called.
secretly I used to write songs in English.
Well, not so secret. You wrote a whole Broadway show and a whole off-Broadway show.
I thought somebody should mention it, but thank God. Thank God. You got to it.
Oh, you can? No, you've been around. And the name of this Broadway show was?
Don't Step on My Olive Branch.
And not only did he write the music, he also starred in it. If you know it, sing along.
לך ירושלים, אור חדש יאיר, בלבנו נקשיב אחד קיים. לך ירושלים, בין ירדן וים.
All right, now in English. From the Jordan to the sea,
Sing Jerusalem. From the hills of Galilee, sing Jerusalem. In the mountains, in the valley, the golden bells are singing. Long shall live Jerusalem. Lift your voice and sing. Belly, belly.
לך ירושלים, שיר נישאת תמיד.
לך ירושלים, עיר מגדל דוד. בלבנו נקשיב אחד קיים. לך ירושלים, בין ירדן וים. בלבנו נקשיב אחד קיים. לך ירושלים, בין ירדן וים. בין ירדן וים. בין ירדן וים.
ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to let Ron go without him singing his wonderful song, Sharm El Sheikh.
גדול הוא הלילה ולך מחייך חזרנו עם בוקר אל שארם א-שייח עברנו בלילה בים ובהר ובאנו עם בוקר I walk in the darkness, my steps in the sand. I'm walking in silence, a soldier again. The tanks keep on moving, the cannon still roars, and some men are dying. There will be some more. At Sharm el-Sheikh, חזרנו אלייך שנית, את בליבנו, ליבנו תמיד. עולנו הבוקר, בחוף אלמוגים, עוברות שוב במים, ספינות דייגים. Gone is the darkness, and dawn is so near. Will the sun bring us peace now, or the shadows of fear? Oh, Sharm el-Sheikh, you harbor of sand and of sea, you tell us why now, why this has to be. At Sharm el-Sheikh.
Ron Eliran!
We'll be right back with a very special induction to the Catskills Hall of Fame.